If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome, Wapham crew, guys, gals, ghouls, friends, fiends, foes, whoever may be listening beyond the Omniverse tonight. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a rocky mountain high. Get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners and settle down snugly at mile marker 420 in colorful Colorado. It is Sunday, October 27th. Monday, October 28th for those of you across the pond and beyond. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, and thanks so much for joining us on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and we are broadcasting live from the Mile High Clubhouse tonight. If you're listening live right now, you may be listening to us on eTalk Radio, which you can find at etalk.tv/radio. You can also find us on KPNL Radio, which you can find at KPNL at kpnl-db.com, as well as Spreaker.com under We Are Paradox Media. Tonight you can also find us live on We Are Paradox Media's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And if you don't mind, just mosey on over to our YouTube, please subscribe, like any video that you've watched or listened to, and leave us a comment, whether good, bad, whatever you feel needs to be said, and also let us know what guests or what stories you'd like us to read. If you want to listen to us in your free time, whether you're working it, or working out, feel free to listen to us basically wherever you listen to your podcasts, and you should find us there. Alright, so being that it is the weekend before Halloween, we have been doing Reddit ghost stories. So, let's see. So I've got that pulled up. Hopefully the internet works with us this evening and doesn't give us any issues like we had last night. So this one is by Particular Rap 1641. odd camping experience. So this isn't exactly my story, but I like to go camping at least twice a year with my friends. We get the same spot every year, but this year my buddy goes up a day before everyone else arrives, and instead of sleeping in his tent, he decided to sleep in his truck. He tells me when I go up that he heard yelling out in the woods, but like something almost human and not human at the same time. He knows animal sounds very well, so for him to say he didn't know what it was is insane. If anyone has any ideas what it could be, let me know. I'm thinking Bigfoot or Sasquatch, something along those lines. That's what it sounds like to me. This one is by Giada Acosta, Pre-War Ghosts. This story was told to me some years ago by the daughter of the protagonist while on vacation in southern France. Her father had been born during World War I and was the son of a British sailor and Italian lady. His father had died during the war and his mother was rather poor. As a child, he had developed a form of chronic bronchitis, so that his rather religious paternal aunt had arranged for him to spend whole months at a sanatorium run by some Anglican clergy. At first, while he was very sick, he started hearing voices, but not very clearly. Then, whispering, and later, every night, he was visited by two emaciated children. They were beautiful, with big blue eyes, but pale and skinny. You will suffer, they told him, but thanks to your aunt's prayers, you will be spared from your father's death. Then, as his health improved, his family had him moved to another sanatorium, a more elegant structure in Switzerland. There again, when he slept alone in a cottage, the two spirits appeared, preceded by the sounds of children laughing. However, they looked more beautiful than before. They looked plumpy, and their hair was like gold. They used to tell him wonderful stories about the angels of heaven and the saints of old. Ghosts, angels, imaginary friends. It is anyway true that since that man never really recovered until he was far older, he was not enlisted as a soldier during World War II, and so he did not die like his father. He actually ended up working with various British embassies in Europe, and lived a relatively long life, with another 2 to 3 encounters of this kind, but not with these entities. It's interesting that these kids went from one sanatorium to another, so it makes me wonder if they were attached to him somehow. Oh no, it's quite odd. This one is by DMCB30, Haunting from Paranormal Videos. Hi everyone, I've been watching the YouTube channel The Paranormal Files for a while now, and at the beginning of each video it mentions that you can potentially experience paranormal activity after watching. Does anyone know if there's any truth to this? I've had some experiences that seemed unexplainable recently, but shaped them up to either being coincidence or that since my attention had been directed to paranormal videos that my mind focused on that being the explanation. Would love to hear others' opinions or personal experiences. So as far as that goes, when we had Bill Hauser on with his ghost box, a listener of ours, Miss Sandra, said that she'd actually had an encounter with something after one of the shows. Critical Ghost. Okay, so this is by Pitter Patter Catter. I've had a ton of paranormal activity throughout my life, and I'm just now realizing it. The last big thing was one night I was asleep and felt and heard something smack my leg. That was out of the blanket 3 times. It's how my 6-year-old usually wakes me up if she isn't feeling well or had a bad dream. When I immediately opened my eyes, there was no kid. Husband asleep, dogs asleep, kids both asleep and tucked in. I said, I don't know what you wanted, but I'm going to go back to bed. I've got to go to work. My vape vanished last night, second in a month. On my leg 1 minute, next minute gone. Teen isn't home, 6-year-old was asleep. Come on, dude, give it back. Those things aren't cheap. Still waiting. Hubby's gonna help turn over the house looking. Well, that's nice of him. Today I was making a roast and I added a ton of garlic. We like garlic. The light started flickering. No, it's the perfect amount of garlic for us. It's not like you're going to be eating it anyway. Why are you complaining? It's one thing to hide my vape, but if you're going to criticize my cooking, I'll buy a sage stick. The lights quit. It's kind of funny. Ooh, this one looks good. So what is your scariest encounter with a Ouija board? Alrighty, well, let's see. My friend and I put our fingers on the planchette and it immediately started going from X to O. My friend then said, "Name the fruit," and it spelled pineapple. It was an ex of hers who used to call her Pineapple because her hairdo. He left Seattle for New York City and she never heard from him again. When she asked what happened, he spelled out guns. Uh-oh. That's not good. This was from a friend. He did the Ouija board and the ghost told him that he knew why the girl that lived in the house cried a lot because of the detergent to wash her clothes. They stopped washing with the detergent, took her to a doctor for allergies, and she stopped crying. True story. I heard so many things about a Ouija board that I urge anybody to keep it away. It's a serious thing. I agree, and I actually had someone on the show once who, I believe she has a store and she's got tons of different Ouija boards. And, yeah, she says it's not a problem, it's not an issue, but I don't know, I think otherwise. One of the only times I had sleep paralysis was after using the Ouija board, so. This is by Any Caliber Will Do 99. I was in 4th grade when my mom and I were messing around with a Ouija board. We were asking questions and my mom asked if the Ouija knew any of us, and the pointer moved to yes. Then she asked if it knew her. The answer was no. She then asked if it knew me, and the answer was yes. She then asked what was the Ouija's name, and it spelled out P-A-T. What freaked me out was that I had lost a classmate to an accidental hanging in the 3rd grade. That's sad. My classmate's name? You guessed it, Pat. I closed down the session, and I never messed with it again. That has been over 50 years ago. Won't touch another one. This one is by Feeling-Gain3238. One time used a Ouija board with some friends from school in their creepy, dank, and musty basement. It spelled out fat fuck. Turns out it was my friends just messing with me. Never used one since. This one's by Heart Eyes Emoji. Telling the story makes me sound insane because it's a lot of like weird feelings and nothing actually happening, but here we go. Sleepover at a friend's house. We were all around 12 years old. There was 6 of us. Person hosting was told numerous stories about her house being creepy as fuck and was pretty sure it's haunted. Things like whispering at night, stuff getting moved around, things getting knocked to the floor, creepy, but has plausible deniability because she's 12 and there's also an older brother who has his friends over a lot. She also has a Ouija board she likes to mess around with. Had some creepy stories about it too. We are all hyped to see some ghosts. We are taking turns, nothing crazy has happened. I haven't taken a turn yet because I've always felt sensitive to that type of stuff and was honestly scared. However, my close friend, E, wanted to try and talk to her dad who had passed, so I agreed to do it with her. 2 other girls joined. The host, A, and a girl who had been rather emotional that night due to some family issues, K. Excuse me. We were asking a couple of things and getting one-word answers. I was having a hard time believing it was A or K moving the planchette. E asked something kind of serious like, "Are you actually my dad?" or something along those lines. At the same time, all of us visibly stiffen, go silent, and take like 5 or so seconds to pull our hands away from the board. I had felt a sharp pain travel up my spine and stop at my neck. In this brief moment of time, I felt like I had to mentally harden. I have no way to explain it other than, as I felt the pain travel, I had to brace my mind. We all look at each other wide-eyed, and Kay bursts into tears, shrieking that her leg was in pain. She runs outside, and the two who were not participating go and try to comfort her. E tells us that she felt a pain travel up her spine and stop in her arms, and they were still aching. A said she felt a pain travel up her spine and through both arms and legs, but the pain went away shortly. When Kay finally comes back, she also confirms she felt a pain travel through her spine and down to her leg, and it still hurt. I tell them I had only felt the spine pain, but it did not hurt anymore. None of us really knew what to make of it. We were pretty freaked out. We were all on edge the rest of the night. Most of the girls kept trying, but I refused to touch the board again. Nothing happened with the board after this, but we all convinced ourselves we could see a face in the TV. Pretty sure it was actually a weird reflection, but who's to say? But that is the one and only time I have used a Ouija board. That's me too, like I only used it once, and that was enough for me. East Perception 6530. Heard an extremely loud banging sound from upstairs in an empty house after asking for a sign. It also spelled out nonsense for a while, but this was the only time I'd ever seen it move without anyone pressing in. You can see the blood move through their fingernail tips, if they do, and obviously feel it in the planchette. This is by attempting 2, so I'm 50. This may be somewhat controversial to some, but years ago when I was about 18 years old, I had an abortion. It was with my ex-husband, but before we were married. So fast forward about a year and a half later, and we are at a friend's house drinking, and somebody whips out a Ouija board. Well, no one in the room besides me and my ex-husband knew about the abortion, and we certainly weren't moving the planchette by ourselves. For some reason, every time me or my ex would place our fingers on the planchette, it would begin to frantically move between the letter M and the letter A. It took a second to catch on, but it really started to freak me out, because it seemed as if it were crying, "Mama!" I haven't played the Ouija since, but my boyfriend was cleaning out the closet and came across a pretty much brand new Ouija game in the box. It's currently sitting in the corner of my living room, and I'm contemplating what to do with it. Possibly donate it to St. Vinny's? I don't think I want to attempt to use it. It's kind of freaking me out just having it in my living room, actually, since that occurred. This one is by Mercedes Benzu. Didn't close the session properly and ended up being spiritually attacked for 3 days by a presence until I had my very religious grandma say some prayers for me. Never touched one again. Phoenix Rising 60 says, I've only ever used it once, and that was when I was 14 years old and thought I knew everything. I didn't. I wished I knew then what I know now because I'd never have used it. Falling is not scary per se, but it's my only experience, so here goes. My boyfriend decided, or my best friend's friend decided she wanted to try it, so we climbed into her closet, shut the door, lit a candle, and brought the board out. We decided we'd ask it something benign like, who would we marry when we grew up? Kids. We went through the whole ritual, and my first letter was the letter J. Got excited as only dumb 14-year-olds can get because at that time I had a huge crush on a guy in school whose name was John. I asked for the first letter of his last name because John's was Anderson. He was mad when the board gave me the letter H. I screamed, "No!" at the board and didn't want to play anymore, so we closed it out. Fast forward 12 years, and I met a great guy whom I dated for a year before we got engaged, then married. We have been married for over 40 years now. His name, John Hackman. I'd completely forgotten about that board and its answer until my bachelorette party, when my former best friend's friend whispered to me, "The board was right," and I said, "What board?" "What are you talking about?" And she said, "The Ouija board, remember? JH." I gasped and said softly, "OMG, it was right after all." I still find it disturbing that a piece of mass production plywood with markings could have predicted my marriage and decided that there must be forces stronger than what a simple board game should be allowed to have. So I'm glad that way back then I decided to never touch such a thing again, and I haven't. This is by Admirable _Candy 2025. My dead relatives wanted me to join them when I was still small. I wouldn't touch one of those boards as an adult now. I have a choice in the matter. Things they say can mess you up for life. Dank Mom Cabo said, "Played with my older sisters. I was in 2nd grade. I think something attached to me, and I still think it is. Nothing evil, though." Van Buren said, "My sis and I used it and got freaked out and put it away from us. The plastic thing started moving around the board on its own. Never touched it again, other than to throw it out as far away as possible. Also knew a lady who played with one and became freaked out and threw it in the fire. She said it screamed and made terrible noises while it burned." I heard a story like that where I believe that they burnt it in like a burn barrel or something, and it started like moving back and forth and making screaming noises. Like, that's so weird. Storm Glory 88. I was using a Ouija board with my friend when we were younger. The spirit claimed to be my great-grandmother. I asked what natural landform she used to live near. It spelt out the name of the river. There is no way my friend would have ever known that. This one is by Warwolf01. I've tried them a couple times and had lights dim and flicker, which is creepy AF, especially when you're a young teen. Had one where the spirit was really mad from the get-go, and it turned out that it was specifically mad at me. We were in our band room in a buddy's basement, and it was being super aggressive. It finally said it was scared of me, and then one of the amps kicked on with a huge feedback loop super loud. We yanked all the power cords and ran out of the basement. Haven't touched one since, and that was 25 years ago. This one is by Liska _LOL _Haraji. Not my story, but my dad's. When he was younger, him and his friends played with the Ouija board, when suddenly his friend starts shaking and talking about his past lives, that he died in a war, and that he was a pilot that died when his plane crashed. He was explaining it in real gory detail, and they tried to wake him up, and when they did, everyone in the room was traumatized by this experience. My dad and that friend aren't friends anymore, but one of his friends that witnessed it is now my mom. What? This one is by T_on_y. The Ouija board is a real thing. When I was younger, I went out with a girl who played the board by herself. I told her I had a board and asked her to play. I had one finger on the plastic, and she had one also. Asked a simple question, yes or no, and it answered without either one moving it. Started asking questions, and it slowly spelled out answers. We asked who it is, and it spelled out star. The girl confirmed that that's who she speaks to. I put my hand on her leg, and it quickly spelled out, "Get your effing hand off of her." Repeated quickly until I removed my hand. Evil was in the room. I felt it. My brother felt it. Then my sister came into the room, and she felt it. The board was spelling answers so quickly that there was no way anyone could point to letters that fast. Then my parent came home. My mom had good energy, and the board went crazy. My mom came close to the room, and the board spelled out, "Get the bitch out. Get that bitch out. Get that bitch out." When she opened the door, the spirit disappears. The evil was real. My sister, brother, and I never forgot that. Do not open these spirit doors. It's very real. This one is by Moonbrows. I was at a ghost hunt experience. The hospital was called Newsham Park. After several times of using it, we asked what the spirit's name was. It went to N. We kept asking if it was different names beginning with N before it flew to N, then P, and then to goodbye as soon as we said the hospital's name out loud. That floored. This is by Dank Mambo. Mambo? I feel I'm watched over like maybe my grandfather. He passed before I was born. Shared a birthday. This is by Mr. Bigglesworth. The third. A friend and I were using a Ouija board in a basement by the light of 2 candles. One of the candles sputters out and we relight it. My friend asked, "Did you do that?" Planchette moves to yes. She says, "Do it again," and I say, "That is much too vulgar a display of power." Quoted from The Exorcist, the planchette just starts moving back and forth between H and A. It was laughing at us. Ha 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 ha. This one is by Incole37. If Ouija boards are legit, and there are supernatural entities involved, why can't the piece move on its own without anybody touching it? Well, sometimes it does, so be careful what you ask for. Ape Wars says, will Ouija boards of the future with ghosts from people living today confuse people and be like, LOL, GTFO, WTF? Oh, I'm not going to say this name because it's not nice. Never mess with a Ouija board. It opens a gateway to the demonic. Also, any contact you make that claims to be someone who you know or have known is not that person. It is a demon. Demons are artful at deception. Lastly, the Holy Bible describes using objects that are intended to contact spirits as necromancy. This is strictly forbidden and is a sin that is guaranteed to land you in hell upon your death. Environmental B28 says, just finding out, tucked between Candyland and Operation. Don't know how it got there. This is by competitive-cost-588. I've only used the Ouija board twice. First time I used it, I was 15 years old, at my friend Michelle's house. This was back in 1985, and mind you, back then the only thing to do for fun as kids was either play at the park or play cards or board games. Or if you were lucky, you had the Atari game system. Long story short, we ended up playing the Ouija board. I didn't know how to play, so after she told me how the game was played, I told her I thought the game was a joke because the only way for the game to work would be if one of us would move the piece. Otherwise, we just sit around wondering why it wasn't working, but she begged me to try it. We quit after a few questions because the answers were just gibberish. It was just random letters and numbers that made no sense, and we both assured each other that we weren't moving it. Fast forward to 1989. I had just moved out of my parents' house to my first apartment. One night after work, my neighbor Todd invited me over for a few beers. He asked me if I ever played the Ouija board. I told him of my past experience with my neighbor Michelle and said it was all bullshit. He said, "Good, I think it's bullshit too. Just promise me you won't make it move." So he asked it a question, but it didn't move. He asked another question, and it slowly moved to some random letter that I can't remember and just stopped. He asked me if I moved it. I said no, and asked if he was moving it. Nope. He told me to ask it something, so I decided to ask it a question that only I knew the answer to. Like my past job that I knew he knew nothing about because up to this point, we only spoke to one another if we were passing each other coming or going out of our apartments. I used to chat with a night janitor at a dental clinic I used to work at. His name was Frank. Nice old man. His brother died about 2 years before I moved into my apartment and met Todd. So I decided to ask questions about that. I asked the Ouija board, "What's the janitor's name where I used to work?" It spelled out Frank. I asked Todd if he moved the piece. He said, "No, what do you mean?" I didn't know what to think, but just looked at him to see if he was lying and then said, "Let me ask another question." I asked, "What is Frank doing right now?" It spelled out, "sleeping." I thought, okay. It was late at night, lucky guess. Then I asked, "Where is Frank's brother?" It spelled out, "dead." This scared me and I asked Todd, "Did you just do this?" He said in a sincere tone and with a truly puzzled look in his face, "No, what do you mean?" Then I told him where I used to work and about Frank. He told me that I had never mentioned that to him before. That freaked me out because after playing the Ouija board with my friend Michelle, I became convinced that the Ouija board was nothing more than the product of some deranged company who claimed the board was magic. It's just a parlor game. Don't trust it. Don't do it. Don't do it. This one is by Liska_LOL_Raji. This story is not mine, but it's from someone I know. I will tell you 3 stories from the person that I know. I will call her Jay. 1. Jay's husband's car broke and Jay's husband was going into auto service to fix the problem. And Jay was home alone. And after a few hours, she hears door unlock and hears her husband's voice. They told me I have to leave it for the rest of the day, and the next day come get it. When Jay came to greet her husband, he wasn't there and the door was still locked. After a few minutes, she hears the door unlock again, and her husband says the same thing she heard before. She was so confused by that. Number 2. Jay's dad passed away. Jay and her mom were sitting in the living room when suddenly Jay's phone starts ringing. It was her dad. Jay wanted to pick it up, but it stopped, and her dad's phone was right next to Jay's, and it wasn't calling to Jay, so she and her mom were really confused. 2. Jay was driving, and she suddenly saw, so isn't that... Yeah, this is number 3. She was put 2 twice. Excuse me. Jay was driving and she suddenly saw a levitating TV in the forest. Jay thought it was weird but kept driving. When she was driving on the same road, she slowed down to get a better look at the TV, but it wasn't there. But a deer ran on the road. Jay hit her brakes and the deer and Jay were fine. She thought about this experience and she thinks it was her dad warning her because if she didn't slow down, she would have hit the deer, and she could have died if she tried to avoid the deer, and she thinks it was a TV because her dad was fixing TVs when he was alive. Well, that could make sense. Yeah, definitely hit the deer. Don't swerve to not hit it. Hit the deer. My friend Helen, that used to live with me, now she lives in California, swerved to miss a deer and actually hit a truck head on, so that was not good. This one is by Daddy in Midwest. Anyone else? This has been a few years now. I moved from one state to another, and while coming back from shopping, I decided to take the back road home. I was driving along and suddenly came across a small town. Not even a town anymore, really, though I later found out it once was. But the feeling of dread I got going into that place has weirded me out ever since. I don't really understand how or why, but every fiber in my being just wanted to get the F out as soon as possible. I've researched the town, looked into if any great tragedy had happened or anything odd, but have yet to find anything that would cause such a visceral reaction. It's never happened before or after anywhere else. It's less than 10 miles from my home, but I've never went that way again. It still icks me out. Anyone else have a similar experience? Alrighty. This one is by Grouchy-Major9365. I think I had a close call with something I'm assuming was demonic. Someone explain. This happened near the end of my middle school years, so a thing about me is 1, I'm autistic, and 2, I go to extreme lengths to study, so I started studying my classes and school events early morning. like that early to the point I'm literal fossil if I kept it up. And my parents were fine with it, as they said, "You're fine, just don't take it too far, okay?" And this was 6th time I did that since I was paranoid I'm not graduating. So here's what happened, and this is the part that made me speak about this here. So I turned off my computer for a bit to take a break and drink some water. Just instantly, there was this thing. I can't tell it was a humanoid, but I know I saw something. Standing a few feet behind me. Now my house is laid out like this. My living room, which is where I was studying, has 2 entrances. One on my left to my parents' bedroom and the other behind me, which leads to the front door. My room and guest room. It was like peering from the corner which led to the garage and laundry room. Also, I was dang terrified, and I saw enough horror movies to know that when you see something like that, run and ask questions later. So I did. Into my room, locked my door, maybe did a chair barricade, and just waited for 30 minutes. When I came out, checked that spot and nothing. But just felt so uneased, and the next day I tried my own investigation into it. I eliminated the fact it was an intruder because I locked all my front and back doors. And as for the spirit and possible demon, I don't know. But I did know one thing. The thing is simply observing like it was studying me. And me, being in a military phase at the time, assumed it was probing. If you don't know it's a military tactic, you send a small group, not enough to drag attention, to check things out, make sure everything is all clear for the others like it. I need some serious help. If you got any advice, please let me know. Have a good day. Well, thanks, sir. This one is by Intiguan. The MP3 Kidnapping. Seoul is a city that never sleeps, its streets buzzing with life at all hours. But when night falls, some corners of the city take on a more sinister air. This is a story that starts in one such corner with a young woman named Jiwon. Jiwon was a music lover, always attached to her MP3 player. She often took late-night walks through the quiet streets, finding solace in the rhythmic beats that filled her ears. Her friends warned her to be careful, especially after hearing about the urban legend of the MP3 kidnapping. But Jiwon brushed it off, thinking it was just a silly story to scare people. One chilly autumn evening, Jiwon decided to take her usual route through a narrow alleyway, headphones firmly in place. The music drowned out the world around her, and she let herself get lost in the melodies. She didn't notice the figure lurking in the shadows, watching her every move. As she walked, the song changed to a haunting tune that sent a shiver down her spine. Suddenly, the music stopped. Puzzled, Jiwon pulled out her MP3 player to check it. The screen was blank. Frowning, she looked around, realizing for the first time how eerily silent the alley was. A cold breeze swept through, and she heard a faint rustling behind her. She turned, her heart pounding. A man stood at the end of the alley, his face hidden in the shadows. He took a step towards her, and Jiwon's instincts screamed at her to run. She bolted, the man's footsteps echoing behind her. Panic surged through her veins as she realized he was gaining on her. She darted down another alley, but it was a dead end. Desperate, she fumbled for her phone, trying to call for help, but her hands were shaking too much. The man was almost upon her. Excuse me. His heavy breathing chilling her to the bone. Just as he reached out, she noticed a door slightly ajar to her right. She lunged for it, slipping inside, and slammed it shut behind her. She pressed her ear against the door, her breath ragged, listening to his footsteps fade away. She let out a sigh of relief, thinking she was safe, but then she heard a familiar sound. The faint, eerie melody from her MP3 player. She looked down and saw the MP3 player still in her hand, the eerie melody playing on a loop, but the player had no power left. The screen was dead. A shiver ran down her spine as she realized the sound was coming from outside the room. Juan backed away from the door, her heart pounding. She needed to find another way out. She noticed a small window high up on the wall. Desperation gave her strength as she climbed onto a rickety chair and pushed the window open. The sound of footsteps grew louder again. The man was back, his sinister presence almost tangible. Juan squeezed through the window, scraping her arms in her haste. She dropped to the ground outside, wincing in pain. She ran through the dark alley, her breath ragged and panic rising. She didn't stop until she reached a busy street, the noise and lights a stark contrast to the silence of the alley. She glanced back, but the man was nowhere in sight. Weeks passed, but Juan couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The sound of the haunting melody still echoed in her nightmares. She eventually moved to a new apartment in a different part of the city, hoping to leave the terror behind. But one evening, as she was unpacking, she found her old MP3 player in a box. Hesitating, she plugged it in and turned it on. The screen lit up and the eerie melody began to play again. Her blood ran cold as she saw a message appear on the screen. "You can't hide from me." Juan's story became a cautionary tale, a reminder that the dangers lurking in the shadows and the importance of staying alert. The legend of the MP3 kidnapping lived on, a haunting echo of her encounter with the unknown. Creepy. Trying to see if this is the one I read last night. Yep, I believe it is. So we gotta scroll ahead a little ways here. Sorry guys, I'll get to the spot we left off last night in just a moment. Okay, well, I believe this is it. This is by Intiguan, and it's called Back. In a quiet village in Korea, there lived a couple known for their constant quarrels. Their arguments echoed through the narrow streets, unsettling the neighbors. The tension in their home was palpable, and their young son, Jiho, often hid in his room to escape the chaos. One fateful night, the arguments reached a terrifying climax. In a fit of rage, the father, Mr. Kim, did the unthinkable. He killed his wife. The house fell into an eerie silence, the only sound the soft, fearful breaths of Jiho. Days turned into weeks, and the village noticed the absence of Mrs. Kim. Whispers of her disappearance spread, but no one dared to confront Mr. Kim. Jiho, however, remained silent, never asking about his mother or showing any signs of missing her. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Mr. Kim, burdened by guilt and paranoia, approached Jiho. "Why haven't you asked about your mother? Don't you miss her?" he demanded, his voice trembling. Jiho looked up, his eyes wide with innocence and a hint of something darker. "I was just curious, father," he replied softly, "why you carry mother on your back every day." Mr. Kim's blood ran cold. He felt a chill creep up his spine as he realized what Jiho was saying. He turned slowly, his heart pounding in his chest. There, reflected in the mirror, was the ghastly sight of his wife's lifeless body clinging to his back, her eyes hollow and accusing. The weight of his crime had manifested into a haunting burden, visible only to those who knew the truth. The ghost of Mrs. Kim, found by the injustice. Creepy. Don't kill your wife. Imaginary friend. This is a story from years ago and happened to me when I was around 5 or 6. I'm now in my 40s. I don't remember any of it, and it's a story my mom has told me many times over. As a kid, my mom would be the one to take me up to bed. Yes, we read this one last night. And she would tuck me in. That's until I started waving to a lady in the corner of the room. My mom was really freaked out by this and eventually asked me what I was waving at, and when I told her, she wouldn't tuck me in after that and got my dad to do it. She said I stopped after a bit and things went back to normal. So what do you think? I wish I remembered. Imaginary friend or something else? I think it's something else. That's why the mom is like weirded out about it. I think she's seen it, and so him acknowledging it like really creeped her out. This one is by Race Strict 6903. My paranormal experiences. My apartment is haunted. Here are all encounters I have had in my apartment, and these are all true. 1. The cabinet. One day during the summer, I was in the living room with my 3 cats, and I only thought 2 of them were with me. Then I heard a cabinet close in my mom's bathroom. I was so sure it was one of my cats that I went into my mom's bathroom saying, "Aw, which cat is playing over here?" Because my cats have accidentally opened and closed the cabinets before when playing. But when I looked around, none of my cats were there. And when I checked back in the living room, my other cat was sleeping under the chair that I was sitting on before. 2. The Ghost Girl. One night when I was laying in bed on my phone with my door cracked so my cats could get in and out and in and out, I saw something at my door out of the corner of my eye. I saw a little girl whose night was right below the doorknob, with long black hair and a white dress/nightgown staring at me. But when I actually looked, she disappeared. 3. The Hand. First off, we have a hallway that leads to our front door that you can see from the living room. So I was sitting on one of the chairs in our living room when I saw a big hand go around the corner of the hallway. And the hand was about 5.5 feet up. But when I turned that way and looked where I saw the hand, there was nothing. 4. The Black Demon/Man. This was my most memorable and crazy experience. So, we have a shoe area by the front door in the hallway that I talked about in the last one, and I was sitting in the same chair from the living room when I saw something again. In the corner of my eyes, I saw a tall figure about 6'7", who was all black and was kind of hazy, just standing facing me, about 3 feet away from the shoe area. But when I looked, of course, it was gone. But me and my mom hung up Harry Potter candle in the same hallway for Halloween. And guess what happened? In the same exact spot, a candle that we hung up kept turning on by itself. And you might think it's a glitch, but all of a sudden, it just stopped working. And it was a new battery, which we had just got from the store, so my mom replaced the battery. And what do you know? It started happening again, so me and my mom just took the battery out and having put it back in, and when it was in and all the candles were on, that one would sometimes be the only one who wasn't. 5. My Ghost Cat. This one has been happening all the time, but we have a ghost cat. I had one of those once. We have 3 cats/kittens. Biscuit, who was our first one and is orange. Gravy, who is siblings with our 3rd cat and is gray. And Honey, who is orange with white paws and chest and siblings with Gravy. So what has been happening is I have been seeing a cat walk or move in the corner of my eye, but when I turn to see who it is and to pet it, there's nothing there. The noises. So this is number 6. The noises. So recently, me and my mom have been hearing noises on our roof, like somebody walking or moving, but the thing is, we live on the 3rd floor. So my theory is, there is something maybe on our ceiling that runs and does stuff, or maybe even lives on our ceiling/roof, but I'm not sure about this one. My mom doesn't believe me about really any of this stuff, but I do. This one is by Kruger Brent 510. 1997 in Cambodia. I was about 12 to 13 years old when I first experienced a spirit appearance in Cambodia. I say spirit and not ghost because I feel there's a difference. Quick background on me. I'm Cambodian and I was born raised, and live in California. I am now 40 years old. I had lived in Cambodia for over a year, 1995 through 1997, due to my mother working out there. The night I seen the spirit flew or floated across the second-story window at the house my mom rented. My mother and I just got into an argument. It was nighttime, my mom went to bed first, and I stayed up watching Baby's Day Out. Not sure how long it's been since my mom went to bed when I saw the spirit. The second-story window was to my left, and the TV was in front of me. I don't know what made me turn my head towards the window. Could have been my peripheral that made me turn my head. When I did turn my head, the spirit floated across slowly. It was all black, like a shadow. I didn't see any details, just the shape of a human form. One thing that stood out and puzzled me was that the spirit had a spike on the shoulders. I was always relating those spikes to Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat game. As I was looking at the spirit floating across, my first thought was somebody was trying to rob the house. That feeling you get when some stranger is at a place in your home where they shouldn't be, like seeing robbers in your backyard in the middle of the night. I can't explain the feeling fully. I also want to mention that where the window is at outside, there's really no walkway because that's where the stairs to get to the second story cut out. When the spirit had passed, I knew it wasn't some robbers or strangers. I ran to my mom's room and told her straight up what I saw. To my surprise, she believed me without question. She lit incense and I slept in my mom's room. The next day, I carried on like a normal day. I wasn't scared, probably because it was daytime. My mom was telling the neighbors. I was there listening. One of the neighbors, 2 houses down, asked my mom if we had just gotten into an argument or something. My mom told her we did. Mind you, I'm listening to the whole conversation, and this lady is confirming everything. The neighbor lady said that the spirit I seen was the good spirit that protects the house from bad spirits. She said her son saw the same thing. No mention of the spikes on the shoulder after they had gotten into an argument. The lady said that spirit sometimes shows itself to kids when kids are in distress. She said that it's the spirit way of trying to show the kids that everything will be okay. I don't believe that part, but who knows? I don't know what happened after that conversation. My brain only remembers the important part of that time. Fast forward to today, I live a normal life building muscle cars as a hobby. I'm not traumatized or anything. I know what I saw, and that was confirmed by the neighbors. I only tell people that really know me this story. People that know me know I don't tell lies like this or tell lies in general. Even for them, it's hard for them to fully believe me. I mean, we are talking about spirits and ghosts. If somebody told me they seen a ghost and was serious, even myself, I'll be like, maybe it was something else that you thought was a ghost. Others will never fully grasp the experience of the person who has seen the ghost or spirit. I tried Googling Cambodia's spirits, good spirits, protector, kids seeing ghosts. I tried Googling a lot of keywords, nothing comes up. Maybe somebody else with the same experience can Google something like this, and this Reddit post will pop up for them. Well, that was interesting. Nice to have a ghost there to back the kids up. Well, on that note, boys and girls, we're going to go to our first music break, and on this break we have the lovely Miss Mia Savage with her group Antidote for Savages, and she will be singing Are Your Reality, Your Skeleton, Let Me Be Your Home, and the Mirroring Crypto. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
leave me alone. Somebody please take me out. The rest of time.
Welcome back, and thanks so much for joining me tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. So, for Halloween weekend, we have been reading ghost stories. And also, looking on the Halloween page, it's just more ghost stories like these. So, let us continue, shall we? Alrighty. Keyboard clicking sounds, but who is there? In the heart of Singapore's bustling business district, the skyline was dotted with modern glass, fronted buildings that never seemed to sleep. Let me just make sure my sound is on. Alright, good. One such building was home to tech firm where our main lead, Alex, worked. Alex often stayed late, crunching numbers and perfecting presentations. The glow of the computer screen, his only companion. One particularly busy night, as the office emptied, Alex settled in for another round of overtime. The clock ticked past midnight, and the silence of the office began to settle in. The usual hum of conversations and the steady clicking of keyboards were replaced by an eerie stillness. But then, just as Alex was about to delve into a report, a familiar sound broke the silence. The rhythmic clicking of a keyboard. At first, Alex thought it was just another late worker, but when he looked up, the desk where the sound was coming from was empty. Probably just my imagination, Alex muttered to himself, shaking off the unease. He turned back to his screen, but the sound persisted, growing louder and more insistent. Curiosity getting the better of him, Alex stood up and walked over to the desk. The keyboard was there, untouched, yet the clicking continued. He felt a cold draft sweep past him, and the hairs on the back of his neck stood up. "Is anyone there?" he called out, his voice barely above a whisper. There was no reply, only the relentless clicking. Alex's heart raced as he backed away, feeling an inexplicable sense of dread. As he turned to return to his desk, he caught a glimpse of something in the corner of his eye. A shadowy figure, faint but unmistakable, standing near the office printer. Fear gripped him, but he forced himself to approach the figure. As he got closer, it vanished, leaving behind only a chilling coldness. Alex hurried back to his desk, his mind racing with the night's events. He tried to focus on his work, but the atmosphere in the office had changed, the air thick with an unseen presence. Suddenly, the office lights flickered, and the clicking stopped. The silence was deafening. Gathering his belongings, Alex decided to call it a night. As he walked toward the elevator, the clicking resumed, now accompanied by a low, eerie hum. The doors of the elevator closed behind him, and as he descended, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. The next day, he shared his experience with his colleagues, only to discover that he wasn't the first to encounter the mysterious keyboard sounds. Rumors spread through the office about a former employee who had worked tirelessly at that very desk, pushing himself to the limit until his sudden and tragic death. His spirit, it was said, remained bound to the office, forever typing away at unfinished business. From that night on, Alex made a point to leave the office before dusk, letting the ghostly typist have the last word. Excuse me. This is by LK-Willingness3398. Are me and my friends being haunted by the same entity across the state? What should we do? What should you do? All of my friends and I seem to have been visited by something similar. Any advice or insight would be nice. Okay, so I would love either some advice or insight on what's going on right now. I've always kind of been an intuitive, sensitive person, but I've never really had any real encounters worth noting until somewhat recently. Last week, I jolted awake multiple times throughout the night and felt/saw a shadow figure in my room. My room was pitch black, so it was difficult to see, but I was still able to feel a presence and somewhat see it standing in my room. Each time I was jolted awake throughout the night, it seemed like it was getting closer and closer to me. I'm not one to really have nightmares or sleep paralysis or anything like that, so this was really out of the norm for me. So I told my two best friends the next morning. After I told my friends, one of them told me the exact same thing happened to her the same night. Thought it was pretty creepy, but just kind of wrote it off as some weird coincidence. But this morning, my other friend in our trio said almost the exact same thing. It happened to her last night as well as her roommate, who I've never even met, and she woke up with a really bad headache. Another thing to note is we don't live anywhere near each other. I'm at college at the moment and live almost 3 hours away from both of them. We don't have anything in common that would make sense for this to happen to all of us, i.e. mutuals, family members that have passed on ghostly encounters. And we don't even speak about stuff like this, especially not as of late, for anything about this to make sense. I would love some advice or any insight on why exactly this could be happening, because I'm kind of worried it could be a bad omen or something. It just feels very eerie that this would happen to all of us so close together, when none of us have ever really experienced anything like this. Creepy. What do you think? Ouija board stories. Yeah, we read some of these earlier, but they never get old to me. Let's see what we got. This is by Ghosts, I Guess. Hello, we, Kim and Rachel from Ghosts, I Guess podcast, are researching Ouija boards. Oh, wow. So, Intelligent Tie 6759. I wasn't there at the time, but in the 90s, a group of drunk teens in our village decided to do this for shits and giggles. The story goes that maybe 5 or 6 kids had the tip of their finger on the upturned shot glass as it shot around the board saying various things. It ended when the glass started moving in faster and faster circles before exploding. There were maybe 20 people there that night, and they all report the same thing even now 30 years later. Possible someone was pushing too hard, but the glass literally exploded. I don't know if you can do that just by pressing so hard. I don't know. So Giada Acosta says Ouija boards function via an ideomotor effect, it seems. Yet I see them as gates to enter the realms of the unconscious. And yes, I had some experiences when I was a blonde teenager in love with dark stuff from heavy metal to goth jewelry. But now I do not feel like remembering, or better, reliving them. I was also under the effect of stuff that was my daily life during those years. Wow, thanks for sharing. Ghost story groups. Old library. Good lord, I need to take a drink of water. There's a frog in my throat. Ooh-wee. Let's turn this down a smidge, shall we? Alright. Antigua. Old library. The old library in Singapore had long been a haven for book lovers and scholars. Its towering shelves filled with ancient tomes created a labyrinth of knowledge. Yet, as the sun set, a different kind of aura enveloped the building. For years, whispers of a ghostly presence had circulated among the library's patrons. The legend spoke of a mysterious figure seen wandering the aisles, especially around midnight. The library staff was skeptical, attributing the stories to overactive imaginations. But for those who had seen her, the reality was undeniable. One night, Sarah, a dedicated librarian, decided to stay late to finish cataloging new arrivals. The library was eerily silent. As she worked, the only sound, the faint rustling of pages and the occasional creak of old wood.
Can't finish it. Have a question.
What about Sissy?
She already had more than a serving. I had 2 times a serving.
Okay, does she not want them?
I mean,
Sorry guys, my son is trying to feed
My
me
stomach's
hot
getting-
bites.
my stomach's getting a little icky. Hers is probably too. But she is more hungry, and this isn't even filling us. So
Well, I'm good, son. Give that to your sister. I don't want it. But thank you. Thanks for offering. You don't have to eat it. If she doesn't want it, just go put it on the counter, okay? And I'll deal with it later.
well, then the bugs will eat it. I'll leave it in the microwave.
Okay, offer it to Sissy first, and then, yeah. Alright. Suddenly she heard a soft, melodic hum drifting through the air. Curious, Sarah followed the sound, her footsteps echoing in the empty corridors. The hum led her to the oldest section of the library, where the rarest and oldest books were kept. As she turned the corner, she saw her. A woman dressed in a flowing white gown, her back turned. "Hello?" Sarah called out, her voice trembling. The woman slowly turned, revealing a pale, sorrowful face. Her eyes were empty voids, and her mouth formed a silent scream. Sarah froze in terror, unable to move as the ghostly figure glided toward her. In a blink, the figure vanished, leaving Sarah alone and shaken. She stumbled back to her desk, her mind reeling from the encounter. The hum began again, now sounding more like a mournful wail, echoing through the library's halls. The next day, Sarah found an old newspaper article tucked between the pages of a rare book. The article told the tragic story of a young woman who had died in a fire that destroyed the original library building. Her spirit, unable to move on, was said to haunt the new library, eternally searching for the books she had loved. Sarah never worked late again, and the story of the library ghost became a warning for others. As night falls over the old library, those brave enough to linger might hear the haunting hum and catch a glimpse of the ghostly figure, forever bound to her beloved books. I like that one. It's a good story. This one is by The Ludomaster, First Encounter with a Ghost. This story is actually real, though only my parents remember it since I was 3 or 4 years old. I, 21, a male, a boy, I don't know, AMAB, was playing in the other room, probably with Legos or something else. I don't really remember. Anyway, my parents were in the kitchen. After a while, I came to them and complained about an old lady being annoying. They asked me what I meant, and I told them I was playing, but I couldn't focus, since an annoying old lady kept asking me questions. They followed me back and said there weren't anyone there. I looked at them and said, "Yes, there is. She's annoying." They asked me what was her name, but I don't really remember after so many years. Anyway, it was my great-grandma's name. She died some years before I was born. My parents to this day bring this up every time we talk about ghosts. Our house is haunted, but it's just by our family or people we knew. We haven't had an encounter with ghosts we don't know. This encounter was the first of like 30-ish encounters with ghosts. They don't visit us often and do not make themselves known barely ever, but they haven't been a huge reason. We think why my great-grandma visited me was because she wanted to check how it was going with her grandkid, my father, and saw me, his kid, and was happy, and just wanted to get to know me. I miss the ghosts, though they are scary sometimes, but I wish I could get clear answers from them instead. They're just using their body to express themselves. I had to talk about this since it's the first encounter with a ghost we didn't know. It's quite short, though. I just have to talk about it. It was 2 or so months ago. My dad suffers from a weak throat. Since he ate wrong in his youth and genetics, he snores a lot. You can hear it from across the house. He started to use equipment that helps him breathe since he can't completely due to the weak throat. So he has stopped snoring completely when he has it on. Anyway, this was before all that, so he snored at the moment of this encounter. My mother and father were sleeping, and mother woke up due to a sense. She saw father's leg in the air almost 45 degrees. Thanks, Bill. Almost 45 degrees upwards. She woke him up and told him he was still half asleep when he looked down the bed, but he saw her. An old lady, not someone we knew, holding his leg up. He got scared and pulled his leg back. He looked back at the lady, but she was gone. He looked into the corridor outside the bedroom, which the door was open to, and he saw the lady looking at him. We think it was because he sometimes stops breathing, not anymore, but he did when this happened. As stated before, the lady probably was scared he would die, so she took his leg to wake him up. We do not know who she is or how he saw her, but it happened. These stories are not made up, but are real. Either they are really rare due to coincidences, or they are really real. We think they are real. What do you think? I think people with sleep apnea need to use the machine, because my husband does the same thing. Like, I often say he's river dancing in his sleep. Like, be still. This one is by Shot-Style-8176. Strange Ghost Experience. On one night, I was sleeping with my parents, and suddenly I felt some strange energy around me, but I'm in sleep and I don't wake up or want to wake up, but still I opened my eyes. Then I saw an Egyptian child. It's cute and strange, aged between 4 to 6 years, sitting between mom and dad and looking at my dad, very depressed. I got shivers from my head to toe, and then I closed my eyes immediately. It went away. Did I go to another dimension? Still, I remember the face and expression. It's almost been 8 months. Wow, very creepy. Poor little Egyptian kid looking all scared. Let's see, what is our next story? This is by good_Barracuda2409. The night that questioned 5 years of my fearless investigations. Over the span of 5 years, my research has taken me to investigate some of the most haunted locations in Indiana. Actually, India, sorry. And every location that I investigated had its own story, its own claims, its own mystery. In March 2017, I went to a place to investigate the claims by a whole village with a TV crew. People claimed of seeing headless figures, shadow people standing in front while they crossed the road. I remember a person saying, "It's not a ghost, Sahib. It's the Shaitan, Satan in Odia, himself." It wasn't the first time I heard something as creepy as this, but for the first time, I had goosebumps. I had intuition. This place is going to give me an experience of a lifetime. Then comes time for real work, investigation. We use some advanced tools for investigating claims that are paranormal or anomalous. We import them from abroad. The place was near a riverbed, all calm, not a single human to see, giving a meaning to the claims made. The investigation begins with the night vision cameras and other cameras and the ghost hunting tools. Is there anyone with me? Anyone who would like to have a chat with me? No response for the first 20 minutes. And then, as we were waiting, the K2 meter, a device that is used to measure the change in electromagnetic field, started blinking. Being an investigator, my work is to debunk all the happenings using all my scientific theories. The phones were switched off, the cameras do not help in fluctuating, and there was no electrical wire or transformer nearby. But still, I gotta recheck. I just saw 2 lights on the K2 meter. Was that you? Don't be shy. We are here, not to make you any harm. The K2 blinks again, twice. Can you show us 3 lights? There it goes, 3 lights. So, you ready to establish a proper communication with us, the living? If yes, give us 5 lights this time. And to our astonishment, we get 5 lights. But then suddenly and awkwardly and weirdly, there was dead silence in all the tools. No replies to my questions or any of the crew members. Weird. And then, like a coincidence, my eyes go to the sky. It's a full moon, but cloudy, and within 5 minutes or so it starts pouring. We ran out of the location to take cover, and the rain stops. And then again we entered the location, and I had a plan this time. Since we were a crew of 4, we got divided into 2 teams of 2. Now we are investigating a part, and they are investigating another far away from each other. No reply again to my questions. Then suddenly, one of the crew members shouted as loud as he could. Read the full story here. What? This is at verdaily.com? Waiting for it to load. I don't know. I'm curious. I want to see how the story ends, but man, my internet is just being janky. Thanks, Century Stink. This is by Danny Treehouse. My Time in Veterans Park, Part 1. Now, I admit not all of this is my story. Most of it is, but some of it's from news and urban legends and hearsay. So when I was a kid, all the children in my neighborhood would tell stories about the Veterans Park nearby. The most common story was the time 2 young girls were cutting through the park after softball practice and were assaulted by a naked man. They had screamed for help and the cops combed the entire area, but never found him. About a month or 2 later, another group of girls were assaulted by him, and the cops this time around refused to stop looking till this guy was caught. They searched for hours and eventually noticed something very weird. Part of a tree seemed to be moving. The cop investigated and learned the man had been living in the tree the entire time. Weird. 2. The forest area is around half a mile in length, and no matter what path you take, entering it, you should, in theory, end up at the highway. But everyone who enters the forest finds it's much larger, and once you go too far, it's nearly impossible to find your way back. Local legend says some satanic things occurred in the forest back before the park was made into a park. The forest doesn't have any animals, no rabbits, deer, squirrels, or anyone who walks their dogs. They steer clear of the woods. So with all that background, I should say, I've been in these woods a lot during my early teen years. My fascination started when I was about 10. My older brother Mike and his friends Oliver and Tommy traveled into the woods while my friends and I played in the local pool club near the park. They were gone about 4 hours. Oliver brought a video camera with him into the woods. This was the time before us having cell phones, and I remember my grandmother and the other adults freaking out that they were gone so long. My friends, Eddie's father, and my grandmother's friend went into the woods looking for them. Ambulances were called. My grandmother and I had to ride along. Mike was pale and shivering, even though it was a very hot day. His legs were slashed and covered in blood. His shirt torn, and he was crying. His 2 friends were in similar states. Cops were, of course, called, and the forest was combed, and Oliver had a strange imprint on the back of his leg. Someone grabbed him with such force it left a hand-shaped bruise on his leg, but the hand was maybe the size of a baby's. Tommy was the most coherent and said he started feeling ill once they made it past the small creek in the forest. They stopped and he puked a bit. Mike threw him water, and that's when things went crazy. They said something charged at them, but it was pitch black. They ran while Oliver recorded everything. The thing tackled him and knocked him down to the ground and kept charging. Mike ran back for him. They toppled down a hill, and Tommy hid in the large tunnel in the forest. He waited until he stopped hearing footsteps, then went to regroup with my brother and Oliver. But they were gone. He went looking for them for an hour, but couldn't find them. Finally, he decided to turn back and found my brother gasping for air as Oliver had tied the torn piece of my brother's shirt over his leg. We were all in the hospital till late. They were all checked and the cops talked to them, and no one could explain what happened. My grandmother's friend had said they felt like they were being watched when they found my brother. While I was waiting with my brother and his friends in the ER, they started to play the footage on the camera, and it was all distorted. Literally, the moment they entered the woods, the footage distorts. It It was crazy scary, but all the adults around us hammered in a bunch of explanations. It wasn't anything supernatural. It was probably a deer. The distortion probably happened when you dropped the camera or fell down the hill. That's just a strange bruise. Low blood pressure, dehydration, and overactive imagination? 3 years later, when I was old enough, my friends Eddie, Sam, Dylan, and I decided we'd go into the woods and figure things out. We packed everything we could think of: pocket knives, rope, flashlights, walkie-talkies. We set out one afternoon in the summer and traveled the same path. I had Sam tie the rope around a fence post as we entered. If we got lost or things got too real, we'd follow it back. Dylan and myself turned on our cameras and started to move. Just like my brother's friend had said years ago, once we made it past the creek, I did start to feel sick. There was a rotting scent as we moved, but nothing too wild. We passed by the tunnel, and Eddie tried to walk down it a bit, but the water kept getting deeper as he did, and he wasn't much of a swimmer. We kept moving, and the deeper we went, the more we had a feeling of uneasiness. We felt like we were being watched. We kept looking all around, but couldn't see anyone. Finally, we found it. Deep in the woods, we found a house. Not a very big one, mind you, but a house that had fallen apart, maybe burned down. We entered. Anything valuable was long gone, but deep in the muck that now covered the floor of the house was a doll. Now, what happens next is not direct, according to my friends. I coughed and then dropped. They freaked out as it was sudden. I had a heart condition about this time, but as far as anyone knew, I was recovered. Eddie placed his hand on my chest and said he could feel my heart still beating. He threw me over his shoulder and said we needed to go back. Man, Eddie's strong. Excuse me. My other two friends were panicking. Sam pulled out one of those old track phones and dialed his parents. No signal. They start turning back and followed the rope, but they heard a loud bang. They heard loud footsteps approaching. They ran and ran and ran, and sometime sent Eddie and me flying. My other two friends tried to pick me up and said I was shaking. Dylan broke down crying as I'm seemingly dying. We're nowhere close to the entrance of the woods, and something or someone is trying to hurt us. I hear someone yelling, and whatever this thing was went away. There was a homeless man living in the woods, and he picked me up and carried me as he let my friends out. Once we got a signal, 911 was called. I woke up and the doctors in the ER tried to say it was dehydration or something, but my friends doubted. They kept saying I was awake one minute and collapsed another. After that, I had to be checked out multiple times by various doctors. My friends were too afraid to go back. Can't say I blame them, but we did review the footage. Nothing crazy on Dylan's camera. He didn't get a good shot or whatever the thing was. But my camera did catch something weird. When I was looking at the doll, my camera caught a sound. A whisper right before I collapsed. I played it for my mom, my brother, literally everyone, and I freaked people out. Over the years, I've had few people suggest the sound might be due to the frequency. My friends never recall hearing any sound, but they did certainly feel something. I believe the frequency was 18.98 hertz or 19 hertz. Recently, as I've gotten older and learned more, I've been curious what is going on there, partially why I've given this post the title I have. Next week, I'm going back. I have a new camera, smartphone, clean bill of health, and a fairly good sense of direction. Wish me luck, I suppose, and maybe keep an eye out for part 2. This one is by Meme 11 Man. Help finding a place. I don't know if this counts, but I am pretty sure I know of a ghost from a place and I want to find it, at least see if it's real. So it's a 10-meter across circular pond in the field of grass that has very few trees around. If you're looking at the pond from 4 meters away, and is within a short walk of a white house that is made of wood planks oriented vertically. The time I know it is around is probably 200-ish years because said ghost is in a Victorian-era white dress. And the other information is that the ghost is a young girl, 9 to 13 years old-ish, who drowned. Any kind of information, whether places, rules, help, or anything else, is appreciated. Alright. Who are you? Alright. This is by I'm_Milashka. Who are you? Hello everyone. I'm a girl. I'm 18 years old. I'd like to tell you a few stories that happened to me. Let's discuss them together. In the 8th grade after school, I usually do my homework in my room. I'd never closed the door to my room before. As usual, I came, sat down at the table, turned on the computer, and started watching my homework. I was alone in the apartment. My parents are working until late. Suddenly I heard something falling in the apartment. I strained, but I decided to check because it was daytime and it was light. I checked my parents' kitchen and the bedroom, but there was nothing there. There was a bathroom where I went right away. When I went into the bathroom, I saw that the shampoo on the shelf behind the partition had fallen. I was puzzled because if you don't pull the shampoo abruptly, it won't fall off. The shelves have a medium-length partition, so the shampoo could not fall in any way. Well, I put it back, looked in the mirror for 2 to 3 minutes, turned off the light in the bathroom, and went to my room. As soon as I started to sit on the computer chair, I heard the sound again. I didn't even have time to sit on the computer chair yet. I immediately realized that this sound was from the bath again. I already realized that I was scared because I put the shampoo back and stood in front of the mirror for a while. I repeat, there was a partition on the shelf. I go into the bathroom and see the same shampoo is in the bathtub. I quickly put him on the shelf and almost ran into my room, closing the door behind me. I still don't know what it was, but after this incident, I always close the door to my room. 2. The story is not so scary, but I think it confirms the existence of ghosts. It was 2018. My favorite pet named Musia died. I have a laminate floor at home. It was funny when my pet was running, knocking his claws on the floor. Sometime after Musi's death, I start getting ready for bed. I lay down in bed and I can hear someone running on the floor just like Musia when she was alive. Then I heard it trampling in one place and jumping. My edge of the blanket stretched down sharply. No, I wasn't scared. I think it was Musia who came to say goodbye to me. By the way, it was similar when 2 of my grandfathers died. When I went to bed, I felt like someone was stroking my head. It stopped when I told my mom everything. Do you think ghosts exist, or are we just trying to pass off ordinary things as weird ones? I don't know. It's pretty cool. This is by Intiguan. The Braided Girl. At the Chinese University of Hong Kong, the legend of the Braided Girl casts a dark shadow over the campus. Under the cover of night, by the dimly lit Chung Chi Canteen, stories of a sinister presence circulate among the students. One moonless night, a group of daring friends decided to uncover the truth behind the chilling tales. As they approached the canteen, the usual hum of campus fell into an eerie silence. That's when they saw her. A girl standing alone, her long braid swaying slightly in the breeze. "Who's there?" one of the friends called out, his voice trembling. The girl turned slowly, revealing a face devoid of features. A blank canvas of skin beneath her braid. A cold dread gripped their hearts as they realized they were facing something not of this world. The legend came rushing back to them. A mainland girl from the 1960s who tried to escape to Hong Kong with her lover. Their journey ended in blood and tragedy. Her spirit left to wander the campus, seeking solace or perhaps revenge. As they watched in horror, the girl took a step forward, then another. The air grew colder with each step she took. The friends stumbled back, their courage dissolving into pure fear. Suddenly, the girl stopped. her head tilting as if listening to some unseen whisper. "Do you want to play?" she asked, her voice echoing with an unnatural calm. Without waiting for an answer, she began to drift toward the woody lane near the old train tracks, her figure slowly dissolving into the darkness. The friends, paralyzed with terror, finally found their feet and fled. They didn't stop until they were safe within their dormitories, their hearts pounding with the night's encounter. From then on, the woody lane was forever known as Single Braid Road, a place where the past and the supernatural intertwined. And every night, as the darkness fell, the campus held its breath, wondering if the braided girl would return. Ooh, creepy. Creepy crawlies. Oh no. Hey Adrian, how's it going? Alright, so on that note, we're going to go to our second music break. On this break, we have Miss Mia Savage with her group Antidote for Savages with Not a Phase, The Bottom Line, Bury Me in Heaven, and Singing to Your Grave. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this music break.
lie. Well, let's kill those good guys and try to tell us that they're those, and let the demons run amok. But it doesn't matter, because it's just a lie, and we can change it anytime we want. It's all we need, a choice. No record, no work, no job, no savings or money. Just a choice right now between fear and love. Choice right now between fear and love.
Welcome back, and thanks so much for joining me tonight on We Are Paradox Media's Late Night in the Rockies. So at this point in the show is when we watch a creepy video together. And for some reason, I guess YouTube has been blocking our good friend Ian from Midwest Paranormal, or actually it's Midwest Ghost Hunter. There's another group called Midwest Paranormal, but yeah, they've been blocking his stuff. I don't understand why. Because, I mean, he never does anything that goes against copyrights or anything like that. But, yeah, let's check it out. This one is going to go a little over showtime, but feel free to hang out here on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch and watch it with me. I apologize to those on Spreaker and eTalk. As, yeah, we're going to be ending a little later than usual. All right, so let's get on with it. We got Ian with Midwest Ghost Hunter. Make sure you go subscribe, like his stuff. I love his stuff because, like, I don't know, he just captures the best evidence in the world, but never goes hunt at a haunted asylum alone. And this guy does go alone, which to me is pretty amazing. It's like Frank from Franco TV. I don't know. I don't think I'm brave enough to go by myself. Last time I went, things didn't turn out good. Had a little attachment there for a bit.
Is there someone up here making noises?
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Noah, if you're in here, I'd just like to be your buddy, okay?
What the hell? Whoa, whoa!
This whole asylum, I feel like I am slowly losing my mind.
Oh god!
Why I'm not running right now, I do not know.
What is this place?
Who are these people?
What the fuck I don't even know.
Oh,
What's up, guys? Midwest Ghost Hunter here,
What's up,
bringing
Ian?
you yet another Ghost Hunting Alone video. This investigation takes place at one of the most haunted asylums out there, and that is the Randolph County Infirmary. Built in 1899, it functioned as a poor farm and mental asylum for over a century. Over the years of its operation, rumors of neglect, malpractice, and abuse ran rampant, and it is estimated that over 200 patients have died within the facility. To this day, it is said that their spirits still remain confined within the asylum's walls, and it has become quite the hotbed for paranormal activity. One ghost is that of a patient named Willis Cowden, who is said to haunt the old barn,
Willis?
where he fell to his death from the top window while throwing bales of hay. Another ghost
that
is that of a
suck.
patient named Doris, who is said to move pots and pans down in the basement kitchen, and has also been seen watching over her old porcelain dolls in the sick room she died in. An older patient named John Oliver was shoved out of a second-story window where he plummeted to his death. His ghost has been heard whistling in his room late at night. A disruptive patient named Ida hung herself from an old broom in her cell down in the basement. Her spirit has been heard screaming in the dead of night, and her apparition has been seen running up and down the hallways. A rather tragic spirit is that of an underage mother named Lulu, who was repeatedly raped and impregnated by the other inmates. Her ghostly image has been seen appearing in her room, holding a baby, only to vanish shortly after. Another ghost is that of a little boy named Noah, who passed away in one of the rooms from measles. Noah's toys have been seen moving on their own, accompanied by disembodied giggles. An inhuman shape-shifting entity dubbed the Creeper has been seen bolting around the basement halls, only to vanish without a trace. The attic level is said to have been the site of undocumented assaults and patient abuse. Unseen forces are said to lash out at anyone who dares venture into its darkness. Other reports are that of banging sounds, screams and cries, doors slamming, and echoey disembodied footsteps. It's safe to say this is one of the scariest places I think I've ever investigated, and I hope you guys enjoy this video because, man, I don't know if I'll be going back there for a while. But anyways, if you enjoy the video, be sure to like it, comment your thoughts down below on anything that goes down, and also be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, a big shout out to my members. I greatly appreciate you guys helping support the channel. It means a lot. But anyways, enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get into the investigation.
Let's go.
All right, we are locked in
Locked and loaded.
in the Randolph County Asylum. I'm not gonna lie, I've got a bad feeling about this place. Not because there's anything evil, but just all the dark history.
I don't know what it is about Ian. Like, he just seems so, not just unique, but innocent. And I think that's perhaps like why he gets so much activity. It just blows my mind. I wish I could go ghost hunting with him someday. That'd be awesome.
And just the countless amount of spirits here and activity. It's like I'm in this vast abyss. All alone. But I'm gonna do what I always do. I'm gonna ghost hunt. And I ain't gonna run. No matter what.
Right. Sometimes he does, but he's like, stop, stop, stop. It's
Jesus
twin.
Christ. That almost looked like a doppelganger. She's wearing the same clothes I'm wearing. If there's any spirits in this hospital, Could you give me a sign of your presence? Gotta find my flashlight. Holy shit. There is a wicked windstorm going on right now, and I am sure that'll only add to the paranormal activity tonight.
Probably so.
Hello?
Hello?
If there's anyone here, could you give me a sign? I'm gonna try to take some photos. I'm catching a lot of orbs floating around in here. Are there spirits in this room right now?
Wow.
Is that what I'm seeing? Whoa. That came from over this way.
Yeah, something tinked on like that bowl.
There's more.
Oh, it's kind of misty
There's more
too.
orbs over here.
Oh, look at the face in that one.
Where are you right now?
I'm right here.
Could you show yourself? Whoa. Something just hit the floor. What the heck is
Bodies
that?
hit the floor.
Did you
It's
just
a
throw
gourd.
this?
Oh my gourd. Oh my
Or did it
gourd,
just
it's a
fall?
gourd.
What is that? It's like a gourd of some sort.
That gourd has some issues, I
Where
think.
did this thing come from? Right there. Whoa. Dude, there's
That's
like
where
a whole
the tink came from.
dish
was
of the
that bowl
things.
earlier.
And look at that. There is no way that just fell.
I'm sorry.
There is definitely no way. I mean, look at the distance. It would have had to have
Look at
gone.
the ledge around it, though.
I mean, I know I've been walking around and like this floor, it's a little shaky. So, I mean, that is possible that maybe me walking caused it to fall.
I don't know.
I don't know. That is strange.
That is strange.
It's just the distance. It fell. That's throwing
It's
me
going
off.
the distance.
Put it back in here.
It's going for speed.
If you just threw one of those gourds, could you
See, some of those
move
gourds are in better shape than
one
that
of them?
one. It's like
or
one of those
throw one?
10 mile per hour
Preferably
right
not
curve
at me.
gourds.
I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. I mean, again, it could have just fell for all I know. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that up to you guys to decide. Dude, no way. Okay, that time it was thrown. No doubt about
I'm
it.
telling you.
You cannot say that was me. No way. Oh my god.
No way, dude.
Dude, this thing went flying like over 10 feet. I mean, how could you possibly explain that? Dude, I am barely starting and stuff is already getting thrown.
I know, it's
Holy
badass.
All right,
Holy shit,
whoever
totally.
threw this, I dare you to throw a third one on the
Dare
count
ya.
of 3.
I double dog
One.
dare you.
2, 3. Nothing. Dude, I hope I caught that on camera. I might have caught like the very tail end of it.
Yeah, you can see it moving. It's like my goose trying to attack people.
This thing just went flying across this room. All right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and check out the second floor here of the lobby. I wonder if these
chick's
photos
creepy.
are of some of the patients, the residents that
Really?
once lived here.
They're not like caretakers or
Whoever
something?
they are, feels like every last one of them is watching me go up these freaking stairs. Hello? Is there anybody up here? This whole place is unbelievably creepy. I can only imagine what it's gonna be like walking through the actual asylum wing.
Through the tulips.
Is there anyone up here? The hell was that? Whoa! Holy shit!
Hello?
Dude, that was a loud freaking bang.
Yeah, it was.
Is there somebody down there? Whoa! Whoa!
That door just opened?
That door just opened!
Whoa.
I literally just saw that.
Wow. Whoa. Seriously. Dude, I'm telling you, Ian gets the best evidence ever. Wouldn't it be awesome if you saw like some weird feet or something down there?
Oh my god. Dude, I cannot believe that. Already, a door freaking opened. Oh god, and now it's shut.
What?
When did that
No
happen?
way. What the heck?
Oh god. Oh god, do I dare freaking look? Look at that. It's slightly moving.
Wow.
There is no one. There is nobody. So then, how the hell did this door open?
I don't know,
And
dude.
look at that. It naturally shuts on its own. So whatever opened this had to have some good amount of force. Who just opened this door?
Then you gotta turn the knob, unless it doesn't latch.
Oh god.
Go and check it out.
That is one terrifying hallway. Is there someone here that opened this door? Whoa. I just heard a noise. It sounded like a freaking knock on this thing. If you just opened this door, could you open it again? What the heck is that now? Now I'm hearing noises in here.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Who's in here?
Hello?
Hello?
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Oh my gosh. Dude, that was so insane. The way that door just opened like that.
Keep door closed. Yeah.
There was someone behind it. Either walking into here or they were headed out there. And they didn't even obey the sign. Keep door closed.
Creepy.
So they're a rule breaker on top of it.
Creepy crips.
Okay, so I'm in the men's ward. I've got a thermal camera here. I'm gonna
That's an
snap
awesome
photos of this
thermal.
thing. See if I can get any cold spots.
Oh, there's one. Oh, that's the window. Okay.
Are there any patients in any of these rooms? Just coming by to visit. Whoa. There is a giant cold spot in this room. Whoa, dude. Look at that. Oh, wait.
What is it?
Wait,
what are you
never
pointing
mind.
at?
Actually,
It's the window.
I think it's the window. I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah.
It's a lot colder out there. And it isn't
Yeah.
here. Whew, false alarm. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. That's exactly
Good
what I
eye.
want.
Good eye.
But I can't help but freak out when stuff like that starts
Freak
happening.
out. Yeah, freak.
Is there anybody in here?
Freak out. What
Oh,
is
weird.
that? What is
There's
that?
like a cold spot. Like a second one. Like there's the window. But then there's one next to it.
Through the window.
And it's positioned right on this bed. Is there someone standing right here? If there's someone standing here, could you rattle that bed frame to let me know? It's not there anymore. Completely vanished. There was definitely something here. And there's no AC or vents or nothing. So I'm not sure how you would explain that.
I do not know.
Is there anybody down this hallway?
Gum, chickada gum, chickada gum, chickada gum. Hello,
Hello?
I am your neighbor. Give me some sugar. Say that again.
Oh God. That sounded like a breathy male voice just now. Where are you? I can hear you.
It's right there.
Could you peek out of your room? Whoa, whoa. I'm getting another cold spot. It's standing
It's
right
like
there.
a head.
Right in that doorway.
Wow, dude.
Oh gosh. And it's gone. Hello? Oh man.
Hold on.
I could hear you, sir.
I'm here.
What's your name?
Jonathan?
Oh my God.
Hello?
He is in this room right now. I hope you don't mind me coming in.
At least that
If
bed
you're
has
in here-
mattresses on it.
Make a noise.
Something hit that table?
Holy crap. What the hell was that now? I'm not getting any more cold spots. But I'm definitely
Point it
hearing
at that
stuff
chair.
in here.
Point it at the chair. I love how they have a wow,
Right there.
fire extinguishers.
I'm getting a
everywhere.
cold spot right there.
Wow.
Whoever's making those noises, they're sitting in this chair. This hospital chair. Could you reach out
It's like starting to vanish.
and touch
away.
my hand?
Reach out,
Dude, it is ice cold over here. I can feel it. Whoa.
You guys gotta see this. If you're not watching
Wait.
it right now, you gotta
It's gone.
see this.
Dude, the
If you're
coldness
not
just
watching
went
it right
away.
now, go check it out later.
And now there's nothing here.
Midwest Ghost Hunter.
There was
It's
a
his last
spirit
video he did.
sitting in this chair just a second ago. And now it just vanished.
And that's like a little
And I
sink
literally felt it vanish. Oh my God.
dissipated. Oh my gourd.
Is it time to be a Midwest
It's
ghost
so
pervert?
animated.
Hello?
It's time to be a Midwest Ghost pervert.
Anyone in here?
Nice.
Don't seem like it.
Nope. Don't be a Midwest Ghost pervert.
I wonder what this room is.
You're so funny.
It's pretty wide open.
Into
It almost looks like some kind of rec room. Oh yeah, see? Got a big old checkers board.
like checkers, especially
Looks
when I
like
was a kid.
4
but
different
I'm
ghosts
a
would
master
be
at chess.
sitting right there playing away.
I repeatedly
Well, I
beat
mean, I
a
guess
chess
it's a 2-person
master.
game, so that doesn't make no sense. The other 2 are
I'm
spectators.
so proud.
That's what it would be. If there's anyone in here, could you make a
Would
sound?
anyone like to read the Encyclopedia Britannica? Ooh.
Whoa,
Come on, come play. Let's play.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I just heard something here. Is there someone sitting at this table? If so, could you knock on it? Knock on it, just like this. Getting like a weird smell over here.
Ew.
Definitely didn't notice it before. It smells almost like musty, like B.O.
Oh no.
I mean, no offense.
Oh,
If it's
no,
one of
B.O.
you or however many spirits are here.
It's probably the dude that was in the wheelchair.
Where the heck is that coming from?
Check the
It's so
wheelchair, dude.
freaking weird.
Hey, how about you sniff those seats?
Jeez. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't offend you. That's not what I was trying to do. If you are sitting at this table, could you make one of these pieces move? Which color are you? Red or black? That smell has not gone away yet.
Whoa! 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 Oh my god! Dude, that piece just slid across the freaking table!
How the
I'm not trying to be mean or nothing, but like the way his eyes are like so wide like that, it reminds me of like a cow or something. I don't know. He's so animated. I love it.
hell did that
I
happen?
love it. That is creepy.
That is insane. Dude, that freaking red piece just moved from there all the way
That's
there.
crazy.
Thank you so much, whoever you are.
I would be
That
pooping
just
my pants.
Blew my mind.
Mine too.
I mean, you moved it on the wrong space, but well, I mean, it's like halfway
It's
on there.
halfway. Yeah,
How
come
do
see,
you
come
explain
on.
that? How? There's no way that could have happened. Absolutely nothing. Can you debunk that? I can't debunk that. I am literally at a loss for words.
That is badass. I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so right now, I'm in the
I don't know why
women's
when it comes to
wing.
infirmaries or
I think I'm gonna
whatnot,
pay a
I get
visit
that song in my head.
to Doris.
Tiny Tim? Is that what his name was?
Doris Addington. Hello, Doris.
Wow, she really liked dolls, I think. Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, that is creepy.
Is that Mrs.
This
Santa
one has
Claus?
no eyes.
Oh my God, there's two of them. What the hell?
Doris,
I don't like it.
I absolutely love your creepy doll collection.
Do you? Really?
Hope you don't mind me visiting. My name is Ian.
Hi, Ian.
If you're in here, Doris, could you give me a sign? Maybe by moving one of these dolls?
Oh my gosh. There's so many. Which one?
I am literally surrounded. I think I'm gonna try a K2 session. See if I can get her to communicate with this.
Oh, yeah.
Measures EMF, so if any spirit
J2, how about you?
manifests near it, it'll detect it. Doris, I have a device here that you can use to communicate. It won't harm you in any way. If you manifest near it, it'll detect your presence. If you're in here, could you manifest near it? The green light?
The green light switch.
Whoa. She's manifesting near it right now.
Dude, this thing is freaking going off. Holy crap.
That is.
Thank you, Doris. You can stop now if you want. Whoa. Thank you. That was a dead stop.
Gracias.
Doris, are you okay with visitors? If not, I can leave. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna take that as a yes that you like visitors, so I'll stick around. Doris, is it true that you move dolls in this room?
Really?
Are you the one that moves these dolls?
Let's go.
Yes. Thank you. I also understand that you have a kitchen down in the basement. Do you still linger around there?
She was the cook.
Yes. Wow. That's amazing. Do you cook meals down in the kitchen?
So I think if I'm remembering this correctly, she actually tried to leave, but just like people that have been in prison and stuff like that, like she came back and she continued to do her job as a cook. That's pretty awesome. If I'm remembering the right place. I'm not sure.
Yes.
I'm not certain.
Why do you choose to stay here? Do you like it here?
Yes.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you do.
Can't remember
You
what
seem
it's
to have a
called.
lot of energy, Doris. Are you able to move one of your
And
dolls
they just get like
right
addicted
now?
to being there.
Yes. Oh, that would be phenomenal if you did. Seems like you agreed. Dang, this thing's going off like crazy.
Go.
I don't think I've ever seen this thing go off like this. All right, Doris. I'm gonna start looking around.
Yeah, those Mrs. Santies over there in the corner are creeping me out. Oh, they're so pretty.
Which doll are you gonna move?
Dollies.
Ooh. Oh, okay, thank you. I heard that. Holy moly, which doll moved? I can't even tell. There's so freaking many of them. Which doll did you move, Doris?
It sounded like the one
Could you
on the
move her
chair,
again?
but it could have been the one by the wall.
I'm getting nervous. Use as much energy as you need.
Dude, okay, I just saw that one. That one just moved. Holy moly. I got goosebumps all over. Oh God, I can't believe I just seen that. She just moved all
my
on her
goodness.
own.
Creepy. Wow. She's like, check out her ruffles.
Thank you so much, Doris.
That pretty
I
lacy
feel like she is
ruffles.
staring into my soul right now. This is a beautiful doll. Is this one of your favorites? Whoa, what the?
Whoa.
Dude, her hair just moved.
Yeah, I saw
Holy
that.
moly. She just caressed her hair. Dude, I just saw
Check out these
that.
ringlets. Wow.
She just went like
Welcome
boop
back.
to her hair.
What do you think about
Holy
these creepy ass
crap.
dolls?
Okay, I take that as a yes. This is your favorite doll.
Yes.
Oh gosh, it is getting freaky in here. All right, Doris. I think I might have to move on, okay? But thank you so much for communicating. I'm gonna visit your kitchen, okay? We can communicate further. Down there.
What about sandwiches? What the heck? You can hear like the tiles moving.
What the heck is that thing?
Looks like a horn, like an announcement horn.
Looks like a horn of some sort.
Yeah,
That's really weird.
I'd say.
What is that thing? I don't even know.
See the wires going to it? It's like an
attached to
announcement
something.
horn.
Comment below.
Like everybody
if you know
come
what
for
that is.
lunch or
I have
something.
no idea.
Intercom? Whoa.
What the?
I just saw that.
Did that just turn on or did I leave it on? What the hell? I
the
honestly
hell?
can't remember if I actually like left them on or
I just
they
saw
just
it,
turned
like,
on.
Like buzz up.
I don't know. I have to look back at the footage and see later.
That is so creepy. And this is Midwest Ghost Hunter, just in case
Did someone
you guys
just
don't
turn
know.
these lights on?
You guys gotta check him out. He's badass. He's way braver
Hello?
than me. I went one time by myself.
Yeah, that's weird.
I wasn't scared
I
when I
don't
was
know.
there, but the after effects, like the walk-in I had, was
I know
not.
for sure I turned it off, but I don't know if I turned it back on at some point. I can't, honestly, for some reason, I can't remember. This whole asylum, I feel like I am slowly losing my mind. I can't even properly remember things. Hello?
Hello?
What was that? I just heard something in here. Hello?
It's like the curtains or something?
Whoa. What the hell? My
What?
booster light just went out.
Oh, I was wondering why it got
And I can't get
dark.
it to turn back on. What the hell? This has never happened before.
What in Sam's
This place
hell?
is literally messing with me.
I see.
Oh, God. Oh, the lights just went out. And of course, my freaking booster. Dude, this flashlight.
Oh no, don't run,
Why
don't
isn't
run,
it
don't run.
working?
I think the ghosties are messing with you, dude.
Thank God. Get me out of here.
Don't run.
Turn
Calm
these
down.
fuckers
Breathe in.
back on.
Breathe out. Oh my God. I don't
God,
think I
that
could
was
do that by
terrifying.
myself. I'm not brave enough.
Dude, of all the times for my booster light to go out and my freaking flashlight, dude, I couldn't see anything. I'm not doing anything else until I freaking get new batteries, a new light. Hell no.
Hell no. So creepy. Honey boo boo child. Ain't no way. It's like Misty. Can you play Misty for me? What?
Just doing
Why is it all
photography.
foggy?
All
Where
throughout
is that? Like, is it like
these
humidity
hallways.
or something? Oh wow.
Whoa.
Hello, little feller.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa. There's something in that photo. It looks like a figure peeking out of that room. Hello? Is there someone in there? I wonder if this is Lulu's room.
Oh. Could you
there's
imagine if
only
there
one
was
way
like a
to find
face
out.
peeking out?
Yep. There it is.
Lulu's room?
Lulu. I think I just seen you peering out from your room. Were you watching me?
Oh, did you see that?
Whoa! She just started by! Oh my god! I literally just seen her bolt in here.
Wow. That is not dust. Okay? Just so you know, that is insane.
She just went from right to left.
Really?
And she ran over somewhere this way.
What part? The hey, or
Lulu. I know you're in here. Are you running around your room?
I think she's hiding from you. Yeah. Wow.
Sorry. You just spooked me a little bit there. Are you making noise over here?
Sounds like it.
Could you make another noise? I'll try to take a whole bunch of photos. Getting orbs.
Wow, lots of orbs.
She is definitely in here.
Wow.
You have a very beautiful room, Lulu. Is that one of the cribs?
That crib
The old
is a
cribs that you
disgrace.
used
A baby's gonna escape?
when you were a mother? I'm very sorry
Mammers?
about the horrible things that happened to you
Oh, this is the chick that was repeatedly
while you were here.
R-worded. Sad.
Could you show yourself once
That's a
again?
picture of her on the wall.
I just got a bunch of orbs floating around that chair. It's as if she's sitting in it. Lulu, if that's you sitting in this chair.
Oh my god.
What was that?
Holy crap. I just heard her out here. I just heard her voice echo through here.
Play it again.
She is roaming this entire floor right
She's gonna
now.
get extra charges for that.
That was totally freaky. Alright, so I'm about to make my way out to the barn where Willow's Cowden fell from that window. And boy, did it get nippy out here. Holy crap. You could definitely tell it's October. Dang, it is creepy out here.
It's like 77 degrees. I think that's a record.
Not as creepy as in there, though. Not by a long shot.
That place is creepy.
Hopefully this wind doesn't mess up the audio too bad. Hello, is anyone out here? Willow's Cowden? Are you out here working? There it is, guys. That is one creepy barn.
I'd say.
Willows, if you're in that barn,
from that top window.
could you come out and talk to me? Get my flashlight out here. Hello?
Looking up to the sky.
Willows, if you're in here, could you show yourself?
The Willows.
Are you in here?
Maybe he's just saying it weird because he's from the Midwest. I don't know. Is it Willis or Willows?
If you're in here, could you make a
It's
noise?
Willis.
Whoa. That came from above. What the heck is that?
I don't know. I can
Willows.
hear stuff on top of my roof, and
Is
it
that
always
you
sounds
working
right
up
on
there?
top of where I'm at. Creeps me out.
Are you still baling hay?
Yup. Whoa. Dude, he just responded.
I swear to God, I just heard a yup. Thanks for
If you
talking
can't
with
hear
me,
very well,
Willows.
put on some earbuds or headphones.
What was it
and you can
like
hear better.
falling from that window?
Oh, God.
What happened?
It's like he's walking.
Holy crap. I can hear him up there. But there's really no way I can get up there. Unless I'm freaking Spider-Man.
Be a spider
There's no
monkey.
way to get up there. It literally sounds like he's just pounding away up there. Doing something. God, I wish I could see up there. I know. There's that window out here. I could look up at that.
Oh, weird.
Willows,
I wish I could go up there and see. Like,
are you up
what's
there, buddy?
there.
Whoa.
I'm Bellin Hay here.
I just heard
Did
a
you hear
voice.
that?
I heard a voice shout from up there. Did he just shout at me through the window? Willows, if you're up there, could you look out the window?
Oh, wow.
No way. No way. Dude,
I saw that.
I
Did
just
you see that?
saw him in there. Holy shit, dude, he just peeked out from the freaking window.
Can't
Oh
believe the
my
evidence he
god.
catches. It just
Dude,
blows
that was
my
so
mind.
insane.
Crazy.
Thanks, buddy. Holy crap. I won't bother you too much more, alright? I mean, what else can I do? I can't get up there.
Go away, I'm working.
Honestly, I'm not gonna be going
I'm
up
Bellin
there.
Hay here.
There's no way you'd be catching me way up there.
It's like either help
Hell no.
or find your way
God
somewhere
damn,
else.
just imagine falling from that height. That at least has to be like 50 feet up. All the way down.
Yeah, forget about
I'm
it.
gonna let you get back to work. I'll see you later, my friend.
Salute.
Have a good night. I am speechless. What just happened? I feel like I just made a new friend back there.
Cows are so old and loose.
If there's any patients
I
in
have
any
none.
of these rooms, could you call out? Is anyone in here?
Whoa! Is there anybody in here? What? Oh.
I swear to God, I just heard a little boy's voice out here. Who's there? Hello?
I think I would have ran away a long time ago.
Whoa.
Wow.
It just came from in here. Wait. This is
Is there all
Noah's
kinds
room.
of toys in there?
Noah,
Noah's?
I think I just
snap.
heard you.
This room's a mess. Somebody fix that.
Was that you I just heard talking?
Wow.
Dang. Look at all these toys. They're just sprawled out everywhere.
Yeah, that kid's busy.
Noah, if you're
Tell
in
you
here,
what? I'll tell you
I'd just like to be
what.
your buddy, okay? Could you say your
Buddy-o,
name?
pal-o, buddy-o, pal-o, buddy-o. Oh, this cute teddy bear.
Hello? Are you there? I see you've got a lot of toys. Could you move one of them?
Oh my goodness.
That
One of
ball?
those balls or something.
Over there?
I'm saying he's got a lot of
Noah
balls.
seems like he's a
One of
little
them's gotta
shy.
move. Something's gotta move.
I just heard him talking just a little bit ago. I'm not hearing or seeing anything though. Is that a picture of him? Right there.
So this is
I wonder if that's what he looked like.
You feel bad for kids that had to grow up at asylums
Noah.
or poor farms.
I'm gonna let you
Or
continue
orphanages, like, it
play or
sucks.
whatever you're doing in here. Thanks for talking, though.
What the hell? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Wow.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What is that? Whatever it is, it just jingled
Twig?
and came rolling out of his room.
Can you imagine if you saw a little kid ghost hand push it?
Holy crap.
Trippy.
Dude. What the heck is that thing? It looks like some
Jingly
old
toy?
rolling toy or something. Holy moly.
Back in my day, all I had
Dude,
was a
this thing
stick
just
and
rolled
a hook.
out of his room.
Just kidding.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you so much.
This thing looks ancient.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that. Oh, dude, this thing rolls forever. Is that, oh my god,
It's
you
gotta
see
be, like,
that?
slanted.
Dude,
Like maybe the foundation
it's almost as
is...
if he just freaking rolled
settling
it
a
even
certain way.
faster.
Try it again. Try to debunk it or
Oh
something.
gosh. I mean, I don't know. It could be the way it's designed. Maybe it's supposed to do that? Here, I'm gonna try it again. Just to test it out.
Good job, dude.
All right, Noah. I'm gonna roll it to you, okay?
He's a good
you
investigator.
go.
Like, trying to debunk this stuff.
Yeah, see, look at that. Oh yeah, I think it must be slightly downhill.
All right, Noah. Could you roll it back? Use as much energy as you need. Take your time, buddy.
Could you imagine if that Hot Wheel car like rolled or something?
Not budging.
That'd be trippy.
That's okay, bud.
Again, it's crazy that it rolled out like
gonna
that.
go ahead and move
especially
on,
since
alright?
the foundation is settling
watch.
at a slant.
When I walk away, that thing's gonna come rolling out here again.
That'd be amazing.
Watching.